Welcome to Day 7. Over the last 6 videos, we mapped out the theory behind Linux and its file system. Today, we drop the theory and get our hands entirely on the T-board. We are going to build a secure workspace, gather live system intelligence, and analyze network data directly from the command line. Open your Kali Linux machine right now. Passive watching will not build muscle memory. I want you typing these commands right alongside me. Navigating this text-based interface is the absolute baseline requirement. Before you run a single professional penetration test, you have to know exactly how to move through the system. First, we need to locate our exact position. Type pwd, print working directory, and press enter. This outputs your full current path. Next, type ls-la. This lists all files in your directory, including the hidden ones that start with a dot. This file tree illustrates establishing our environment. Type mkdir recon workspace to create a folder, then cd recon workspace to move inside. To move faster, type the folder name and press tab. Linux autofills the word, preventing errors and speeding up your workflow. Now let's generate a target data file. Type touch-target.txt to create a completely empty text file. To open and edit that file right here in the terminal, type nano target.txt. To save your work and exit the nano interface without getting stuck, you must use this exact sequence. Press Ctrl-X to exit, hit Y to save the changes, and press Enter to confirm. If you need to rename that file or shift it to a different location, use the move command. Type mv target.txt followed by your destination or the new file name. Linux does not have a recycle bin. If you type rm to remove a file, it is permanently gone. Be especially careful with rm-rf, which forces the recursive deletion of an entire folder and everything inside it. Use it with extreme caution. Getting comfortable with these specific navigation and file manipulation commands is step 1. You have to know how to walk through the local file system before you can execute complex exploits. When you land on a new target system, you need to figure out who you are and what hardware you are dealing with. Type whoami for your user. Type ID for group access. Run uname-a for system details. Next, check your local network configuration. Typing IPA reveals your IP addresses and network interfaces, showing exactly how the machine connects to the surrounding environment. This network map visualizes checking an external target. The ping command sends test packets across the network to see if a global node responds. Because ping runs indefinitely, you must press Ctrl-C to break the loop, or Q to quit. Verifying your internal identity privileges and confirming your outward network reach is the required starting point. Napping the environment is always the first phase of a penetration test. When you need to read a file quickly, type cat followed by the file name to dump its entire contents onto the screen. If you are analyzing a massive log file and only need the most recent entries, use the tail command instead. This diagram illustrates handling large data output. Typing the pipe symbol chains terminal commands together, using one process's output as the next's input. Piping output into Grep instantly filters thousands of lines, isolating target keywords and discarding surrounding noise. Regular user accounts have strict operational limits. Typing sudo before a command temporarily elevates your privileges, allowing you to execute that specific action with root-level administrative power. This padlock demonstrates how file access is managed by numbers. Using the change command, you can change a highly vulnerable open access file labeled 777 into a tightly restricted file labeled 600, limiting access strictly to the owner. Combining these techniques, filtering noise and managing access, ensures you maintain control over your data as your reconnaissance grows more complex. Look at the progress you just made. In minutes, we went from a blank screen to mapping local networks, writing and editing files, filtering massive data streams, and locking down operational permissions. When your screen gets cluttered with raw data, just press Ctrl-L. This instantly clears the terminal and resets your visual workspace. Run through these commands again on your own machine. Practice them until the keystrokes become pure muscle memory. You need them to be automatic for our next module. Executing these steps moves you past the initial setup and gives you a functional environment, ready for the penetration testing methodologies we'll cover in the next video.